Now, the last video got some people confused on how to test it, and I apologize for that. I am unfamiliar of the bloat values, the terminologies, etc. All I use are the numbers I see on the game. And in this video is a more step-by-step approach to find the sticky cap for your LBG and HBG. Please do note that the number you will get from this equation will be the cap for a set that has Artillery 5 and also when you eat for Bombardier. Now we will test it out on the Garuga LBG. Without the Power Talon and Power Charm, you see that the damage is at 351. And with the Power Charm and Power Talon, you will see it rise up to 371. 371 is the value that we will use, so multiply that by 1.214, you will get 450.34. I will say it again, the damage you get is the raw sticky cap for a set with Artillery 5 and with Felyne Bombardier. But if you don't have Artillery 5 and you get your damage up to that number you got, in this case 450, you will deal lesser damage and not cap damage. Here's how we prove that 450 is the cap damage. I will try to reach the damage needed by eating first and ensuring I have the Felyne Bombardier buff and no temper and booster skills for accurate results. And as you can see, after eating, the value went up from 371 to 390. We are still short on damage. Now I will buff myself up with the Demon Powder, Might Seed, and Mega Demon Drug because these are buffs I always do before facing a monster. After buffing up, the damage went from 390 to 425. To reach the cap, we need 25 more damage. So it is at this point that you try and mix and match attack skills that can reach the cap that is suited for your jewels or slots, etc. And to demonstrate, I would just go and add level 3 peak performance to reach the cap, which actually lands us at 451 damage. Now, that's a bit higher than our predicted sticky cap, but it's fine nonetheless. So at 451 damage, we have 132 per sticky 3. We're gonna test that again just to be sure. At 451 damage, our damage with sticky 3 will be 132 still. And now to prove that is truly the cap, I will use Might Pill to boost damage up further. So now at this point, our raw damage is at 471. Let's see our damage. There, so at 471 damage with Might Pill, we still hit 132 per sticky 3, which means that we really did hit the cap already at 451 damage. Remember, our predicted damage cap is 450.34, but due to the skills, it's just level 3 peak performance, it overshoot just a little bit, but it still proves the point, right? This is with Artillery 5 and Felyne Bombardier and also the 3 buffs and also level 3 peak performance. Remember that. But what about if the gun has attack augments and customizations? Would the equation work? Let's try it out. This is the Garuga LBG with attack augments and also attack customizations. As you can see, the damage is at 371 without Power Charm and Power Talon yet. And with the charm, the value would increase to 390. 390 is a value that we will use. So we're gonna multiply 390 by 1.214 and we will get 473.46. Again, we will eat for Felyne Bombardier with no temper and booster. Now you're gonna see our damage go up from 390 to 410. So again, we are gonna use the 3 buffs. Might Seed, Demon Powder, and Mega Demon Drug to see how much attack we're gonna get in the end of buffing up. So with the 3 buffs, we are at 445, and the cap damage we're trying to reach is 473. To achieve cap damage, I placed level 3 peak performance and added attack boost level 1 and made the damage 474. Our computed cap is at 473.46. So earlier with an unaugmented Garuga gun, you hit 132. With an augmented Garuga gun, you hit 139 at 474 attack. And now we're gonna use Might Pill to prove if ever 474 is really cap damage. Now we are at 494 damage, and let's see how it goes. And yes, it is still 139 at 494 damage, which means we reach the cap at 474. Here we will see how Fortify affects our sticky damage, but first we will try how much damage our stickies will deal against acidic Glavenus when our damage is at 474. This is with Artillery 5, Peak Performance Level 3, and Attack Boost Level 1. After eating for Felyne Bombardier and Attack Up Large, applying Might Seed, Mega Demon Drug, and Demon Powder. So as you can see on the screen, we deal 138 per sticky 3 at 474 attack on acidic Glavenus. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna test it with Fortify. We're gonna die twice, and we're only gonna use an Artillery 5 set. No peak performance and no attack boost. Only Artillery 5 and Felyne Bombardier food buff. So as you can see here, even though our attack is higher than the first test, it is still dealing only 138. But please do note that we are only running Artillery 5 on the armor set. We removed peak performance, we removed attack boost. Now to exaggerate my point even further, we're gonna buff up by using Might Seed, Demon Powder, and also Demon Drug, and see what damage we will get. So after drinking our items, we are at 519. Now let's see if that will increase the damage done by our stickies. Now, even though at 519 damage, our stickies are still capped at 138. Now for the third test, we're gonna try and run an Artillery 3 set. So we won't be using Artillery 5, but this is still with Fortify. Now we're dealing with the same damage number, right? It's still 484, but since we have Artillery 3, our damage decreased to 131. But let's remember, we still haven't used our Demon Drug, Powder, and also our Might Seed. So let's see how it would turn out. And we're back up again to 519, but let's remember, earlier we had Artillery 5 with 519. Now let's test Artillery 3. So with Artillery 3 and with Fortify plus using Might Seed, Mega Demon Drug, and also Demon Powder, at 519 damage, our Sticky 3 dealt 137 damage. I don't know why 138 appeared earlier. The other two stickies were at 137, so that's more reliable. Looks like if you go Guiding Lands and use Fortify, you don't need to wear 3-piece Zora to get Artillery 5. If you're not that concerned with that 1 point of sticky damage, you are going to lose. Will the Fortify experiment apply on all LBGs and HPGs? Yes, it will. Fortify increases your damage based on percentage and not by a definite number, meaning it adjusts depending on your base roll. So back to the equation, this calculates the raw damage cap for stickies for sets with Artillery 5 and with food buffs Felyne Bombardier. And if ever you do try to reach that cap that you computed for, and you fire a sticky without Artillery 5 or Felyne Bombardier, you will not reach the cap. You gotta have Artillery 5 and also Bombardier when testing it and reaching that cap. Now, I hope it's very clear now how to replicate how I tested it, and hopefully you guys can pull it off as well. So if this video helped you guys, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel for more Monster Hunter World content. Anyway, see you in the next video, guys.